G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of the Tri-Battle Pack from GMT, and we're going to go on with Guilford Courthouse this time. I did Utah Springs quite a while ago, so I thought, yeah, let's go back and have a bit of a look at this game. So we're going to play the historical scenario. It only goes for 6 turns. It actually starts on turn 8 of the actual thing. Where do we want to go? Let's go all the way over there. There we are. Okay. Now, so we've got Guilford Courthouse up here where green is, and basically 3 lines of defence for the Continentals, the Americans, and we've got the British and their allies coming up the road trying to kick their bums. Right, the Brits start with 1 momentum chip, which again they can use for a re-roll or for initiative at the start of a turn or anything like that. Initiative, the Brits have initiative on turn 1 and then it's contested after that. Right, now if at the end of this first turn, turn 8, the Brits can kick all of these Americans off this fence line, then the Brits will get a victory point. And at least 2 of the 6 hexes have to be occupied by British combat units. Sorry, not a victory point. They get a +1 to their army morale. What else is there? The only victory point hex is the courthouse. There are no other victory point hexes for this. And that's about it, really. There's no American sortie restrictions, which there is in the full game. So we're about ready to go. Okay, so both sides start with 14. Don't know if I can get that over there enough. I'm trying to make it so I can get the die rolls and everything else in there, but I think, yeah, army morale, both start on 14, so that's fine. I'll be using the variant tactics tables, which were done by Joel Toppin again, and also came out in C3I magazine number 22. Again, like I said, it's been a while since I've played this, so yeah, I may make some mistakes and all the rest of it, but I'll try and keep it as at least honest as I can, just for you. So let's get into it. So first things first, usually we'd have initiative, but that's not going to happen. So I'll just put the book over there so I can see the extended sequence of play. So we go on to the movement phase. So there are no reinforcements throughout this scenario whatsoever. So we don't have to worry about that. There are no disrupted or shattered units. There are no pinned units. So it's strategic movement time. So looking at it from the British point of view to start with is, I'm not too worried about picking up that army initiative, army morale point, because to do that, I would have to spread these guys basically along this whole area here. Now, I don't really want to do that. What I would rather do, because if I don't push them back, then there's a good chance that they can gang up on me. So I would rather try and take these American forces out in detail if I can, from a British point of view. So what I'll do is I'll pause it, I'll move the bits, and then we can come back and go on from there. So I shan't be long. Rightio. So what I've done is I've brought Webster up to here. So they're in here with the Jaegers, the Royal Welsh Fusiliers and the 33rd of Foot. They're going to take on Lynch and the Kirkwood there. And then we have O'Hara here with the 2nd Battalion of Guards, the Grenadiers and the Light Infantry against Halifax County, taking them on there. I have brought the artillery back to Cornwallis and also placed the 1st Battalion of Guards there. And Leslie is consolidated now with the 2nd Fraser's Highlanders and von Bols. And Tarleton has moved around and down towards here to look after Lee's Heavy Legion. So that's what we have at the moment. Right, so we've done the movement phase, we go to the rally phase. There's nobody to rally, so there's no worries there. Defensive artillery fire phase, and we are out of range, and that's why I've brought my artillery back to start with. I didn't want it getting blown away in the first bloody thing. So that's that. So there's nothing there, so it's the rifle fire phase. So we have the rifle fire here. So we've got the Jaegers and we've got Lynch, and they're going to fire at, the Jaegers are going to fire at Lynch, I think. No, they're going to fire at Kirkwood, in fact. And Lynch here is going to fire at the 33rd of Foot, because they're the sort of the better units sort of thing. So with this, looking at the fire table, so let's do the American fire first. So it's a 1 firepower adjacent, so that's basically a 7 needing to hit. Target is not light infantry. Target occupies light forest, so we're now up. So we're now needing 8 to hit, but they're firing for the first time, so we're back down to a 7 to hit for the Americans. Okay, 7 to hit. And he gets a 3, does nothing. Okay, now going back the other way, like I said, we're shooting at Lynch here. Again, it's adjacent for a 7. Firing for the first time makes it a 6, but they're firing into light forest. So again, it's a 7 to hit. And we get a 5. So no, nobody did any good there whatsoever. And that's the end of the rifle phase, because the other 2 American rifles aren't adjacent to anyone. Right, so then we're into the close combat phase. Yay! So we're going to have 2 combats, like I said. Webster and his mob against these little fellas here, and O'Hara and his mob against the Halifax County. So we'll do the top one first. So we have 1, 3, 6 to 2. So that gives us a 3 to 2. Sorry, a 3 to 1. Duh. 3 to 1 odds. Now going into the die roll modifiers. Our lead unit is going to be the Grenadier Guards. So they get a +2. So we have 3 to 1 at +2 to start with. Close combat DRM of the commander, and we have a 1 for that, so we're up to +3. Any defending unit is a rifle unit? Yes. So we're up to +4. Nobody's disrupted or shattered. No. Okay, Defender benefit, and our lead unit will be Kirkwood. So they get a +1 for Kirkwood, so we're down to +3. There's no commander. Any attacking unit is a rifle unit? Yes. And again, rifle units don't have to play if they don't want to, so we're down to a +2. And that's it. So it's a 3 to 1 at +2. So we're into the tactics. So for the British, they're engaging with a leader. The opponent has no leader. Is flank possible? And they can flank from here to here because line of sight comes out of heavy forest, but it doesn't go into. So flank is possible, and withdrawal for these guys is plausible. So they're going to use table 5, which is a D10, and they get a 3, which is skirmish. Oh, attacker skirmish. Now for the defender, they don't have a leader. Is withdrawal plausible? Yes, they use table 1, which is a die 8. And they get a 5, which is attack on echelon. So putting those two together, what we have is a +1 to the die roll, so we're back up to 3 to 1 +3. Here we go. And we get a 5 + 3 is 8, which is 1 step loss to these fellas. So Kirkwood is eliminated. Okay, an eliminated unit suffer 1 result. It's a +1 -1. So the Americans go down 1 to 13, the British go up to 15. Okay. And we need to do a morale check on Lynch now to see if he's going to stand or go back. So he's a +1 morale. So therefore, we need a 4 or better for him to stand. And we don't get it, so he's going to retreat 1 back to there. And then the excuse me, the 33rd has to advance. So I'm going to advance everybody into there as well. And there we go. So now we have the second one here. So we have, again, let's do the Grenadiers as the lead unit. So again, we have 6 to 2, so it's a 3 to 1. Okay, we have +2 for the Grenadiers, morale. We have a 1 for the leader, so we're up to +3. Defending units not rifled, disrupted. Nobody's mounted dragoons or anything. They're not militia, they're state troops. They're not surrounded. Nope. And that's it. So we're at +3. Now, the defender is a -1 morale, so we're now up to +4. There's no leader. It's not a rifle. It's not militia attacking. No, 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 no. So we're at a 3-1 +4. So it's just going to come down to the tactics now. Righto. So, again, for the British. Bum, bum, bum. They're engaging with a leader. The enemy has no leader. Flank is not possible, but withdraw is plausible. So we're going to use table 7, which is a die 6 by the looks of it. Engage with the leader. Opponent has flank not possible. Withdraw plausible. Table 3, sorry. Die 8. Die 8. Here we go. And we roll a 5, which is attack on echelon this time. And for the Americans, no leader. Withdraw is plausible. So again, it's a die 8 on table 1. And we get an 8, which is skirmish. So it's a -1. So we go back down to 3-1 at +3. Let's see how we go. Oh, 7 + 3 is 10, is a DC. And of course, a DC is captured defender's choice. Well, there's only one there. So Halifax County is captured. Right. Now, a captured unit, +1, -1. So the Brits can't go up any further, but the Americans go down to 12 army morale now. And then we have to do our advance after. And what do we do? What do we do? Grenadiers have to go forward. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to move everyone forward. And we're starting to turn the American left flank. So I'm pretty happy with that. And that is the end of the British turn. So we go over to the Americans' turn, and again we go into the movement phase. So no reinforcements, no disrupted, shattered or pinned units. So strategic movement. So from an American point of view, what do we want to do? Well, we want to gang up on these blokes here, that's for sure. I was just thinking though, this cannon here could have shot O'Hara and his people. So to be range 2, let me have a look. So the unit he'd go after would be the 2nd Battalion of Guards, because that's the best unit. Now let's see if this is going to make any difference. So the artillery fires at him. Strength 1, range 2 is a 9. No. So he needs a 9. I don't think he got a 1. So no, didn't make any difference, and that's fine. Okay. But I feel happier now. I got so wrapped up in not having this shot away that I forgot about him actually shooting. Excuse me. Because I played this once before, and I'd left the cannon here. I just tried the first turn, and this guy fired, hit the cannon, and disrupted it straight off. So I didn't want that happening this time. So anyway, what are we going to do with the Americans? Okay, these are all 6 strength stacks. This is only a strength 2 stack by itself, but he's got Cornwallis there. So we could try an encirclement, start bringing our people forward across this way, maybe put some rounds down on Tarleton and try and knock him out. Now Stevens only looks after or leads Virginia militia only, so all the light blue ones. And Eaton here, as you can see, Greeny, he does the state troops. So attacking either one of these stacks, we need to try and get at least a 2-to-1, which means we need 2 stacks of 6 to get in there to either Webster or O'Hara, which is going to be interesting to do. Yeah, okay, so I'll have a look at it and then I'll come back. Right, so what I've done is I've consolidated militia forces here up to 6 points under Stevens, and state troops for Eaton. I've consolidated, well, I've put the Surrey County Rifles up here at the moment with the artillery. Consolidated these 3 units together into a 6, and I've got a mix of units here, bringing that up to a sort of a 3. So the idea this time is to try and knock out some of O'Hara's people. So Lynch here with these rifles can fire into here and try and do some good. And then these 2 stacks will attack into here for a 2-to-1 and see how that goes. So let's see what happens. Movement's done, nobody to rally. Defensive artillery, too far away. Rifle fire phase, the only person that is firing a rifle is the Jaegers, can fire here, and Lynch can fire here. There are no other rifles, I believe. Yes, there is. Yay! We've got a first fire this time as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is the Jaegers are going to fire at Lynch. That's the only one they can fire at. Lynch is going to fire into O'Hara's stack, and this guy's going to fire with him, so that'll bring it up to 2 with a +1. So I'm just going to do Jaeger firing at Lynch first. So again, they're adjacent, so that's a 7. Target is light infantry. So that is an 8. Targets in light forest. That takes it to 9. Not light forest, but forest. That's it, a 9. Gets a 0. So nothing happening there. Okay, so that's done. That can just go back up there. Right. Okay, now who are they going to aim at here? And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go against the 2nd Battalion of the Guards. So we have a first fire marker. So we have 2 strength points adjacent, because they're both adjacent, is a 6. Target's not light infantry. Target occupying light forest, yes. So we now have a 7. And we go back down to a 6 because of the first fire. Okay, 6 or better. We get a 9. Beautiful. So now we have rifle fire against non-arty. And we have a 0, which is a -1 army morale. Okay, so the Brit morale goes down to 14. And that's that. Okay. So that is the rifle fire done. And we go into close combat. So we only have the 1 combat because Lynch as a rifle does not have to attack. So again, we have 3, 5, 6, and 2, 4, 6. So we have 12 against 6 is a 2-to-1, not a 3-to-1. Okay. Now, our lead unit is actually going to be this little fella here, Rockbridge County. He's a 0. Everybody else is a -1. And the lead unit for the Brits will again be the Grenadiers because it's a weak unit, but it's got a +2. Okay, so looking at the Americans to start with. Morale of the attacker's lead unit is 0. But he gets a +1. We have 2-to-1 at +1 for his leader. Any defending unit is a rifle? No. Any defending units disrupted? No. All defending units are militia? No. Defender is surrounded? No. Defender is there? No, that's it. So I've got a +1 at the moment. Defender benefits. Okay, so they have a +2, which brings us to a -1 straight up. The commander gives them another, so they're at -2 now. Any attacking unit is a rifle? Yes. So we're at -3 now because of this rifle unit. All attacking units are militia? No, they're not, because we've got state troops as well. And that is that. Okay, so we have a 2-to-1 at -3. So tactics-wise, again, we'll look at the Americans first because they are attackering. So they do have a leader. The opponent has a leader. Flank is possible. These guys could flank to here. Yeah. So flank is possible. Withdraw is plausible. So it's table 7, which is a D6. No, that's not right. Flank possible. Withdraw plausible. Table 9, a D8. And we get a 5, which is frontal assault. Why not? Up the guts with lots of smoke. There we go. And now for the Brits, again, they're engaged with a leader. The opponent has a leader. Is a flank possible for them? And the answer is no, because this is the only place they could go, and these guys have a zone of control there. So no, flank is not possible. Withdraw is plausible. So it is table 7 for them, which is a die 6. And they get a 5, which is frontal assault. So, of course, 2 frontal assaults is a 0. So we are looking at a 2-1 with a -3 for the Americans. Here we go. Big numbers, big numbers. 6 minus 3 is 3. And we're pinned. Everybody is pinned. Okay. That's probably about the best that the Americans could hope for. Pinned. Pin, 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 pin. So we have a pin on there. We have a pin on there. And this is going to allow the Brits to do exactly to us what we just did to them. Righto. So there we go. Pinned result. End of combat. That's it. And we are into the end of turn. There's no automatic victory or anything else. It's not last turn. And we come up to the next turn. So at the moment, the Brits have 14 morale. The Americans have 12, and the Americans had 1 unit captured and 1 unit eliminated. So that's that. So Cornwallis is doing well at the moment. Damn his hide. So that's that. So again, if I've screwed up, then I apologise. But and again, I apologise for the stuff up with the artillery fire for the Continentals to start with. So take care, and I will catch you next time for the second turn in the game. Bye for now.